Hello children, how are you? I hope that everybody are fine, staying safe at home. Okay. In our last videos, we were talking about different chemical reactions that are seen with the help of acids and bases. Okay children. And also we have seen about the acid rain and the damage. I hope that you have understood all those videos. Yes children. Have you done the experiments that I have given to you? Okay. If you have done, it is very good. If you have not done, at least try to do them at home. And for this video, let us learn about another new topic. It is nothing but neutralization. What it is, children? Repeat it. Neutralization. As we were talking about acids and bases, the acids are reacting with different varieties of metals, and also the bases are reacting with other chemicals, and we have also seen the changes in color, or how to show the difference or identification of acids and bases by using the natural ingredients indicators and also the artificial indicators. Okay children, so here we are talking about the neutralization technique. What is meant by neutralization? Okay, we'll see the definition first. The reaction between an acid and a base produces an ionic compound, that is nothing but the salt and water. So now we are reacting the acids and the bases to produce salts. Up to now we were only discussing about acids or bases. But now what happens if an acid is reacted with a base? What is the byproduct? The product which we get from the reaction of acids and bases is nothing but a salt, and also we are getting water as another product. Okay children. Okay, now we'll see the reaction between an acid and a base produces an ionic compound which is also called as salt, and the other compound which is formed is water. See the reaction here. An acid reacting with a base gives rise to a salt and water. We will see few examples here. First, I have taken HCl solution, hydrochloric solution. It is an acid. Okay, I have reacted with this hydrochloric solution with potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide is a base. Okay, so when a hydrochloric acid is reacted with potassium hydroxide, what is formed? A salt is formed. Here, the chloride is reacted with the potassium and formed as potassium chloride. KCl is the formula for potassium chloride, and also the byproduct is water. Okay children, so here an acid reacting with a base giving rise to salt and water. We will see another example. I have taken here nitric acid, HNO3. This is the symbol for nitric acid, HNO3. The nitric acid is reacting with the sodium hydroxide. What it is children? Sodium hydroxide. It is a base. Okay children. So when an acid, nitric acid, is reacted with sodium hydroxide, a base, what we are getting? We are getting sodium nitrate. Okay, sodium nitrate, which is a salt, and also molecules of water. So what is neutralization? I hope that you have understood what is neutralization. The reaction of an acid with a base giving rise to an ionic solution. It is nothing but a salt, and the byproduct is water. So this reaction is called as neutralization reaction. What it is children? Neutralization reaction. See, whenever the acids, you have to do this experiment in the laboratory by concentrating, by diluting the acids. We cannot directly use the concentrated acids. Why? Because while using concentrated acid, we have to take care. Okay children. So here the neutralization reaction is taking place. Okay. Now we will see this neutralization reaction with an experiment. Okay children. Okay children, we will do an activity. Activity based on the neutralization reaction. Okay, for this activity what we require is 2 test tubes. Here we are taking lime juice or any acid like HCl is an acid. Lime juice also contain an acid, that is nothing but the citric acid. Okay, with that one we are combining calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is a base. See children, in these two test tube I have taken two samples. One is the eggshell and another one is the marble. This marble and the eggshell both contain calcium carbonate. The compound present in them is the marble and the eggshell contain calcium carbonate. Okay, I have taken two test tubes. I have taken two samples. One is the marble and another one is the eggshell. Now I have added few drops of lemon juice into both of these test tubes. I will leave those test tubes for some time. After some time, what happens? These eggshells and the marble try to mingle up or try to mix up with the acid which is present in this. As we said that the neutralization reaction will definitely leaves us a salt. Yes children? Definitely when an acid is reacted with a base, we will get the product as a salt. Here also see, when calcium carbonate which is present in the marble is reacting with the citric acid, what we are getting? We are getting calcium citrate. The reaction is giving us a salt. Calcium citrate is a salt, and here we are getting one more product. It is nothing but a gas, nothing but carbon dioxide. In our earlier activity when we have done, we got what we got children? We got hydrogen. Very good. Now here we are getting one more product. It is nothing but carbon dioxide. So when the marble is reacting with the acid, when the marble contains a base which is reacting with the acid, is giving rise to calcium citrate. It is a salt form and also carbon dioxide. Even here also see the same children. The calcium carbonate is reacting with the citric acid, giving rise to calcium citrate and water and carbon dioxide. How we will test what gas is released here? Same as in the earlier activity, we will also use the same matchstick activity. Okay children. Now once we take the test tube into your hand and try to lit up a small matchstick and put it near the test tube. What do you observe? What do you observe? Can you guess what do you observe? I said the gas is carbon dioxide. If I keep a matchstick, lighting matchstick near the carbon dioxide, what will happen? Any guess children? If you have guessed this answer, then only you are correct. The carbon dioxide gas has a capability of lighting off the fire. It is used as a fire extinguisher. Have you remembered this children? As soon as you take up the lightened matchstick towards the test tube, the matchstick will off. It will off. Why? Because the carbon dioxide gas will off the light. That is the only reason why when a fire accident is happening, we are using the carbon dioxide gas. The carbon dioxide gas reacts with a flame and it will off the flame. Okay. If only the flame is blown out, then only you can say your reaction is correct. So, when an acid reacting with a base which is giving rise to a salt and water and carbon dioxide. By doing this activity, we can prove that the neutralization reaction has taken place. An acid reacting with a base giving rise to a salt which is completely neutralized. Yes children, when we were talking about the litmus papers, we have seen only the reaction. The litmus paper have only shown that the acid is turning into the blue litmus turns the acid into red litmus, and the red litmus is turned by the base into blue litmus. So when we are doing this reaction, we were not talking about any neutralization reaction, or we are not talking about any salt. Now we have introduced the next item, that is the salt. So an acid, base and a salt. Each and everything have its own properties. when it is reacting with other chemicals or when it is reacting with the other metals, they show different properties. The indicators are used to test only the acids or either the bases. But there are, we cannot use the indicators for the salts. Okay. To prove that the reaction takes place in the salts, we have to do one more activity. Okay, children. So this activity, this is a simple activity. I think you can do at your home. Take a glass beaker or any glass vessel, and you can take the eggshells. Because everybody will eat eggs at your home, you can clean up the eggshells and you can powder them very nicely and put it in a glass beaker. And now add 2 to 3 lemon juice. We have to squeeze out the lemon juice from either 2 or 3 lemons and pour that lemon juice into the beaker. Okay. Now stir it nicely. And whenever you are stirring it, when you leave that solution, you can see a foamy structure coming out. Okay. You can see some foamy structure in the glass beaker. And later on, if you try with the matchstick, definitely you can experience this carbon dioxide gas coming out of the glass. Okay, this is the best activity to prove that neutralization reactions takes place. Then now we are going to the next activity. We will see one more activity. Okay, children. Okay, children. Now we will see one more reaction. Okay, in this reaction we need a test tube, and to this test tube we will add 10 drops of HCl acid. Okay, children, it is concentrated hydrochloric acid. And now for this acid solution we are adding 2 drops of phenolphthalein indicator. Okay, first we have taken a test tube, to that we have added acid, and now to that acid we are adding phenolphthalein indicator. Do you remember, children, when phenolphthalein indicator reacts with an acid, what is the color it is showing? It shows colorless. The acids will react with phenolphthalein and the solution will be colorless solution. Okay. And now what we are going to do to this solution? Now we are going to add caustic soda. Caustic soda is a base. Caustic soda is a base. Now we will add this caustic soda with a pillar drop by drop. For every drop when we are adding, we need to stir the test tube or shake the test tube. So one by one drop when we are adding caustic soda, which is of same equal concentration such as the acid. Here you have to note one point. The concentration of the HCl and the concentration of the caustic soda which we are adding are same. Okay, children. Here the concentration of HCl and the concentration of the caustic soda both are same. When we are adding this caustic soda drop by drop to this solution, you have to drop it until the solution turns pink. Until the solution turns pink. What is happening in this? See, in acidic medium, phenolphthalein is colorless. As I said, phenolphthalein is colorless. It doesn't show any color. This happens because the base is neutralized. See, why the solution is turning to the pink color? Why? Because here the base is neutralized in an acidic solution, causing indicator to become colorless. Okay. Here the indicator is becoming colorless and the caustic soda is reacting with the acid and the phenolphthalein here, and it is turning into pink color. Okay, now the solution clearly is pink color. So what we'll see, we'll find a salt formation here. That is what neutralization reaction taking place. An acid which is of the same concentration reacting with the same concentrated base is giving you rise to a salt, and here a neutralization reaction have taken place. So what we will do now? Now if we add the caustic soda in excess to the solution, up to now an acid is reacted with a base of equal proportions. Okay. So here we have taken 10 drops, there also we will take 10 drops. So then the proportion of the concentration is same. But now if we go on adding this caustic soda more and more amount to the test tube, what it will happen? the HCl solution, which is an acid, will try to convert itself into a base. Okay, an acid can be converted into a base in this reaction. See children, it is an important reaction. Okay, so if we add excess caustic soda to it, the acid converts to base. So the excess caustic soda, which is exceeding the limit, will turn an acid into a base. It will turn an acid into a base. So I'll ask you one question. See here, an acid can be converted if excess base is added. Okay, an acid is converted to a base if excess base is added to the solution. The same vice versa. If we are taking the reaction with a base, if first we are taking a base solution and then we are adding acid to it, then what we can observe? The same reaction will be observed. What? A base can be converted if excess acid is added to the test tube. So a base can be completely converted into an acid. See here, the conversion means showing the properties of the base will be washed off and it is converted completely to the acidic solution. Then we can test this with the litmus paper also. We can clearly see the observations of the solution turning from acid to base or base to acid if excess is added. Okay children. So remember here first point, if excess base is added to an acid, the solution will become a base. If we are taking the sample as base and now we are adding excess of acid, so the result will be acid. Okay, excess of what is added? Excess of base is added, the result will be base, and the excess of acid is added, the solution will become an acidic solution. See, if we add HCl again to the solution in the test tube, so we will try this one, whether the reaction is reversible. Okay, so first we have gone from left to right, now we are trying from back right to left. See here, we have added only 10 drops of HCl with the phenolphthalein indicator. It is colorless, and we started adding drop by drop caustic soda. So now the solution have turned from colorless to pink. Colorless to pink. This is the reaction which we have seen. Now what I wanted to say is, can this reaction be reversible? Now here the pink solution is there, which is neutralized. Okay. Now if I add again HCl solution drop by drop to this pink solution, okay, what will happen? After a certain time, the solution again converts into colorless. So what it is? It is a vice versa reaction. When more amount of base is added to the acid, it is converted to the base. If more amount of acid is added here to the solution, it is converting again into an acid. So if these reactions are taking place, then we can say that an acid can be converted into a base, and also a base can be converted back into an acid. This is a very important reaction, children. Okay, these points have to be noted. So we can test this simply by using a litmus paper. So what is the litmus paper? When a blue litmus is taken, it will convert into red in acidic solution. Yes? If you dip a blue litmus paper in an acid, it is turned into red. Okay. If a red litmus paper is taken, it will convert into blue in the base. When you are dipping a red litmus paper in a base, it will convert itself into a blue litmus paper. By taking this as a standard equation, we can say, or we can complete this experiment. So how an acid is been converted into base, and how an excess acid added to the base will again convert back into an acid. So this is an important reaction, children. Okay. Is fertile land and organic manure. So children, what do the farmers do? Farmers will do farming. From farming we are getting food. So all the food which we are eating we get from the farmlands. Yes children? So we are getting different varieties of food items. We love to eat different varieties of foods daily. Yes? Okay. So if a farmer have to grow a good product in his field, what he have to do? He have to add manures to the field. We have learned about this in our class 5. So the good farmer, what he will do? He will plow the field and he will put a good seed and he will take care of the crop. If an acre of land is giving you 10 quintals of rice, so to produce more amount of rice, what the farmer will do? He will add some extra support. Like you drink a boost in your milk, so it is giving you extra support, right children? In the same way, the crop also needs some extra support. That extra support is nothing but the manure. So what kind of manure do the farmers use? In the olden days, the farmers are using nothing because the soil is very fertile. Fertile means it is having the capability to yield a good crop. But nowadays, the fertility of the soil have been reduced so drastically that some extra boost have to be given to the soil. It is nothing but the manure. So in the form of manures, the farmers are using man-made manures, not the naturally occurring manures. The naturally occurring manures are nothing but the waste of the vegetables or the waste of the animals. They mix up and they keep aside and they are used as manure itself. But the people or the farmers nowadays are using man-made manures or nothing but the chemicals. The chemicals are being used to the crop. Yes, the chemicals which are used in the crop are giving you a very good yield, but we are losing the soil fertility completely. So children, we have to learn the organic methods of fertilization, which is an old technique. As you know, old is gold. So we have to go back to the old organic manure technique so that to bring the fertility to the soil. If that fertility is lost completely, and further days or in the further years, the growth of the fields are completely reduced. We will be in the depth of getting food, children. Okay. So we were discussing about the reactions of the acids, bases and the neutralization reaction. So there are few things that we have to look back. So we'll go back to the neutralization reaction once. The neutralization reaction is nothing but the acid reacting with the base giving rise to a salt. Acid, base gives rise to salt. It is neutralization. Next, formation of salt depends on type of acid and base that we are using. So always the salt which is formed is depending upon the type of acid and the type of base that we are using. So these are the important points that we have to consider. Okay, there are other few points, let us see. All neutral solutions are not salts. As we said, an acid reacting with a base gives rise to a salt. But in all neutralization reactions, the salts which are formed or the all neutralization reaction doesn't give a salt directly. See, all neutralization solutions are not salts. There are few. So here, all neutralization solution doesn't give rise to salt. Okay. For example, see, sugar and starches are neutral, but they are not salts. They are not considered as salts. So we can also test the salts by using the litmus paper. As we have already done for the acids and bases, we can also try with the salts. The blue litmus paper turns into red in the acidic salt solutions. Okay, if there is more acidic salt solution, the blue litmus paper will show you converted into red color. And the red litmus paper is turned into blue, which is showing as a basic salt. Okay, children. And next, if there is no change in color, it is called as neutral salt. If there is no change in the color, it is called as neutral salt. So we are getting acidic salts, basic salts, and also neutral salts. So as we are discussing about the neutralization solution, we have to discuss more other points also. So first one, the fertilization, the fertile land or the usage of fertilizers. So organic fertilizers are making the soil more acidic or more basic. So to reduce this basicity or acidity of the farming land, we have to opt to the organic manures. So the organic manures which contain more of the plant material or the animal waste material, so which is useful for the soil, which is not damaging the soil in any ways. Let us see from the textbook, there are different things that we have to learn. Okay children, see acids, bases and salts. If you see in your textbook page number 16, see here he have given a tabular form in which you are we are discussing about the different acids, bases and salts that we are using. When we are talking about the salts right now, what are the different salts we are using in general at home? See the cooking salt. The cooking salt which we are using for all the foods. Okay. It is also called as common salt, which is used for preservation techniques. All the preservation techniques are being used by using the common salt that we generally use at our home. And also the washing soda. If you see children, చాకలి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే వాళ్ళు చాలా బట్టల్ని ఒకటేసారి నానబెట్టి ఉతుకుతారు. So to remove the stains from the clothes, the washerman will use this washing soda. They will soak the clothes in the washing soda, and this washing soda is used to remove the stains from the clothes. And also the baking soda. If you want to prepare any cakes, if you want to prepare a birthday cake, you have to add this baking soda to the cake. Okay, so that you will get some fluffiness to the cake. So these are the different types of sodas that we are, salts that we are using in our home. And also if you see the aerated drinks, all the aerated drinks or the cool drinks contain the soda, okay, or the salt. The bases like ammonium hydroxide, which is used to remove the stains or greases from the clothes. Next, potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. These are the bases which contain in the soap, which is giving the foamy texture to the soap. Bleaching powder contains calcium hydroxide. This bleaching powder is used to get rid of the insecticides or insects or pests which are there in the outside the home. We use this bleaching powder, and this bleaching powder is also having a great efficiency of cleaning. Okay children. Next, fire extinguishers contain aluminum hydroxide. Along some fire extinguishers contain carbon dioxide and also bases like aluminum hydroxide. These are used as fire extinguishers. Okay, now coming to the acids. The first basic acid which we use is the citric acid, which is present in the citrus fruits like lemon and orange. And also preparation of the pickles. The pickles which we are using at home are using the acetic acid. Preparation of pulihora. What is the pulihora is made up of? Lemon. So the lemon contain which acid children? Yes, citric acid. Removal of ink stains. The removal of ink stains which is helpful by the acid like oxalic acid. The oxalic acid is helpful in removing the stains. Okay, manures and batteries. The sulfuric acid. Excuse me children. The sulfuric acid which is used in the batteries. See the watch batteries or the batteries which you use in the remote, or the batteries which we are using in the toys. All these batteries contain the sulfuric acid. Medicines and dyes. The medicines, some medicines we are taking which contain the hydrochloric acid in the diluted solution, and also the dyes. The dyes means the coloring dyes which we use for your hair dyeing. and some dyes also contain ammonia. Okay, so hydrochloric acids are used in medicines and dyeing. Explosives. So this is the most important thing that the scientists are using. The nitric acid, which is used as an explosive. It is used for preparing of bombs. It is used in preparing bombs. The nitric acid. See children, the acids, bases and the salts are playing an important role. See, they are useful in one way, they are harmful in another way. So, the useful way is very good for the welfare of the people, but we should also think about the negative thing or the negative causes that are caused by this acid, bases and salts. See, there are some keywords which we have to learn. So, what we have learned from this lesson? We have learned that indicators help us to find whether the solution is acidic, basic or neutral. As we have learned in our first video, the indicators are used to identify acids, bases and the neutral solutions. Okay. The substances that turn blue litmus to red are acidic in nature. The substances that turn blue litmus to red are acidic in nature. Acid rains are the combination of carbonic acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid with rainwater. Okay children. The process of neutralization, both the acidic and basic equalities are neutralized. So in the process of neutralization, both the acidic and basic qualities are neutralized. So neutralization technique is also used for preparing salts by using acids and bases. Salts need not always be neutral. They can be acidic or basic. I said that the examples are sugar and starch. Those are salts but which are not neutral in condition. So all the salts may not be neutral. They have some acidic or basic properties. Few are there exemptions. Okay. So by this we have ended our class of acids and bases. I hope children you have understood what are acids, what are bases and what are salts. And we have done many activities. Regarding the indicators and also how the acids are changing its color by using the litmus paper and how we are preparing the salts by using the neutralization procedure, what is acid rain and what is the importance of using the organic fertilizers. So children, these are very important topics in this lesson, acids and bases. I hope that everybody have understood the lesson very clearly. Is it children? Okay. Do try all the experiments under your parents' supervision. And once we get back to our school, we will perform all these activities or experiments in our science laboratory. We are eagerly waiting to meet you at our school. Until then, stay home, stay safe and learn our science subject properly. Okay children, if you are having any doubts, please do not hesitate to get to me by our WhatsApp group. I hope you will read the textbooks regularly and follow the videos. That's all for this video. Let us meet in the next video. Thank you.